Hey, what's good everybody? It's your boy King Killer back here today with another video. Thank you guys for dropping by. So in today's video, we are going to be using Victor Wembanyama to rebuild the San Antonio Spurs, as they're looking like they have a good chance at landing him if they could secure that #1 overall pick, as they are one of the worst teams in the NBA right now. And I honestly think Victor is somebody that can definitely help out this team a lot if his current style of play can transfer over to the NBA level. So what's good everybody? I hope everybody is having a great day today, as we are back on 2K, seeing what would happen if the Spurs got lucky with the first overall pick and drafted Victor Wembanyama. And we're going to see if we could try to turn this franchise around, as they haven't really been good since the 2019 season. That was the last time they went ahead and made the playoffs. So we're going to see if we could try to turn this franchise around and get back to that winning culture. Alright, so taking a look at the team, the first thing that I do notice is that we have a lot of young guys on this team. So one of the first things that I do want to do in free agency is definitely go ahead and bring in a couple of veteran players. That way they could go ahead and mentor these young guys. And taking a look at the players and seeing who's going to be with us along for the ride alongside Victor Wembanyama. Players like Keldon Johnson, Devin Vassell, Tre Jones, and Jeremy Sochan definitely have a lot of potential, and I think are going to be safe this video, unless maybe Tre Jones doesn't really develop right, or maybe Jeremy Sochan doesn't develop right, but I think they will. Zach Collins is somebody I wouldn't mind bringing back as a backup center. Malachi, definitely would like to keep him around, see how he could develop. Devontae Graham probably won't be here. I will look to try to trade him. Beige Diop probably won't be back. Charles Bassey probably won't be back either. I would like to probably maybe get a better center. Doug McDermott probably won't be back. Gorgie Jang won't be back. Birch won't be back. Romeo Langford probably won't be back just because he never really develops good in this game. And then Blake Wesley, I'm going to see how he develops. Alright, so I went ahead and took Victor Wembanyama with the first overall pick alongside Lewis and Baycott. And taking a look at the player and team options, I am going to go ahead and bring back both of these guys. And then I think we have Tre Jones on the qualifying offer. I'm going to offer it to him, but I will not be offering it to Romeo Langford. And we are going to go ahead into free agency, and I think we have only really one guy that I want to bring back. The only one that I want to bring back is Tre Jones. So taking a look at how many players we have that I'm probably going to play, we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So I would like to get a better starting point guard and then bring back Tre Jones. That should be 9. But I am going to go ahead and trade Devontae Graham, so I'll just see you guys with what I trade him for. Alright, so I'm going to end up trading Devontae Graham for a second round pick to the Minnesota Timberwolves. Do they accept this? Yes, they do. Alright, so we're here in free agency, taking a look at the point guards we can go after. We got D'Angelo Russell, Fred VanVleet, Spencer Dinwiddie, Russell Westbrook, Mike Conley, John Wall. Okay, so we definitely do have a couple of options, and honestly the one that really does catch my eye is going to be D'Angelo Russell, as he is 27 years old and doesn't have any offers right now, as he did put up pretty impressive numbers, 17.5 points with 6 assists, which is what we're going to be looking for. We need somebody that's able to shoot and also dish out the ball. So I think D'Angelo Russell is going to be a good option for us. So we are going to go ahead and try to see if we could give him maybe like 30 mil, and I'm going to give him like a 2-year deal worth about 30 mil with a team option on it. So we are going to go ahead and offer him that. And then I also do want to go ahead and offer Tre Jones a contract once the first 3 days are up. So do we get D'Angelo Russell? Yes, we do. So now we just got to go ahead, make sure we don't renounce the rights on Tre Jones, and we are going to bring him back. So welcome to the team, D'Angelo Russell. And now we are going to go ahead and give Tre Jones a 2-year deal, and I do want to actually give him a team option. So we are going to give him like about 9 mil a season. Seeing if he does accept this, I'm pretty sure he will, because I don't think anybody else is going to offer him a contract. And yeah, so we do go ahead and get him, and now we have our 9-man rotation for next season. Alright, so it is a new era here in San Antonio, as we do have new players and a new coach. So for the start of season #1, this is what the rotation is looking like. We got D'Angelo Russell, Devin Vassell, Keldon Johnson, Jeremy Sochan, and Victor Wembanyama. Off the bench, we got Malachi, Jones, Collins, and Lewis. Taking a look at system proficiency for this team, we did hire Taylor Jenkins as our coach, as Greg Popovich did retire, so I went ahead and signed him. And taking a look at system proficiency for this team, we could go ahead and run 7 seconds, why not? And then taking a look at the shot tendencies, D'Lo could go ahead and say at an 80. Keldon Johnson can definitely go up to like about an 80. Devin Vassell could go ahead and go up to like a 70. Victor could drop down a little bit to like a 95. Jeremy could drop down to like a 60. Malachi can drop down to like a 70. Tre Jones could go up to a 50. Zach Collins could drop down a little bit to a 55, and then Max Lewis can go ahead and drop down to like a 70. So yeah, this is going to be the rotation. This is what we are working with. New era in San Antonio, and I am excited to see how good this team can be. So we are going to go ahead and simulate the first 3 games of the season to see how we do. As we do win the first, we lose the second, and we do lose the third. So not a bad way to start off, as we do beat the Boston Celtics by 11. Victor Wembanyama with 34 and 14. D'Angelo Russell with 23 and 7. I want to see those assists go up. That's what I'm talking about. I just need D'Lo to be a good scorer, about 15 points, 16 points, shoot good, and just give out a lot of assists. 4 steals as well. I will definitely take that. And then taking a look at the second game of the year, we did only lose by 4 to the Heat. Keldon Johnson with 28, and then Victor with 23 and 15 rebounds. And then in the third game, we did get blown out by the Utah Jazz as they went ahead and signed Kristaps Porzingis. But Victor Wembanyama with 20 and 14, and then Keldon Johnson with 24 points. So I'm not too sure how good this team can be. I'm hoping we could try to make the play-in tournament for our first year. So that's what I'm going to be hoping for. So we are going to go ahead and simulate the rest of the year, and I will catch you guys at the end of season number 1. Alright, so at the end of season number 1, Darius Garland winning MVP, Victor Wembanyama winning Rookie of the Year. You love to see it. Ben Simmons winning 6th Man of the Year. Victor Wembanyama in his rookie year winning Defensive Player of the Year. Okay, so he's already starting off his career really good as he does win 2 awards, and then Darius Garland wins Most Improved Player with Quinn Snyder winning Coach of the Year. And taking a look at the All-NBA teams, do we get Victor on 1? Yes, he does. He makes the All-NBA 3rd team, so what a way to start out his career. And then obviously he does go ahead and make an All-Defensive 1st team. And taking a look at how good or bad we did, we ended up going not too good, as we barely miss out on the play-in tournament, as we did go 34 and 48, good enough for the 11th seed in the West. I mean, not bad. I really wasn't expecting too much from this team for the first season. But taking a look at these stats, Victor Wembanyama with 24 points, 12 rebounds, almost 3 assists, over a steal a night, and almost 3 blocks a night. How was his shooting efficiency? 50, 39, and 81. I will definitely take that. Keldon Johnson was our second leading scorer with 17.5 points and 5 rebounds. Was he efficient? Yeah, he was really efficient shooting the ball. And then D'Angelo Russell was our third leading scorer with almost 17 points a night. Only 5 assists though. I would definitely like to get that up. We need him to get those numbers up. Devin Vassell, 15 points. Malachi with about 11.5. Jeremy with about 9 and 6 rebounds. Trey Jones with about 7.5 and 4 assists off the bench. Max Lewis in his rookie year, 6.5 points. Was he efficient? Yeah, 47 and 35% from deep. I will definitely take that. And then Zach Collins with about 6 and 6 off the bench. Not bad in his limited minutes. Well, he did get 20 minutes tonight, so not bad. Efficiency though wasn't really too good. I will definitely have to see. Maybe he shouldn't be really taking too many threes. But yeah, so I'm actually not too upset about this first season, as I wasn't really expecting much. It would have been nice to make the play-in tournament just to go ahead and maybe fight for a playoff spot, as the Atlanta Hawks end up winning the championship. Trae Young is your finals MVP as they sweep the Nuggets. Okay, so they were the 1 seed over there in the East. But yeah, I'm not really too upset about this season. We are gonna go ahead, and I think we probably will be picking up that team option on D'Angelo Russell, as he wasn't really too bad, and he did shoot the ball efficient, right? Yeah, 47% from the field and then 39% from deep. I will definitely take that. And then he did have a steal a night. So I think more or less I will be bringing back pretty much the same exact team. If I do go ahead and make any moves, I will go ahead and let you know. But if not, I will go ahead and see you guys at the start of season number 2. All right, so taking a look at the draft lottery, we do have the 5th overall pick via Charlotte, and then we do have the 8th overall pick. That's ours. And we go ahead and we actually get lucky, as we do get the 1st overall pick via Charlotte. Let's go. And then we do go ahead and also have the 9th overall pick. We also have the 20th overall pick. So we do have 3 picks in this draft, so I'm definitely excited. We do have back-to-back years having the 1st overall pick. All right, so we are here at the draft, and I think I want to go ahead and take a power forward. So I think I am going to go ahead and take Booker here with the 1st overall pick. And then we do also have the 9th overall pick, and I think I'm going to go ahead. We might go best available player, which is going to be this guy, Matas. I'm not sure how to pronounce that name, so sorry if I do. I'm just going to go ahead and call him M for the rest of the video because I don't want to keep butchering it. So we are going to go ahead and take M with the 9th overall pick. And then I believe we do have one more pick here. So we are just going to go best available player. And that will go ahead and conclude this draft. All right, so I'm going to see if the Nets will accept this trade. I'm setting them Trey Jones, Charles Bassey, and Tyrese for Spencer Dinwiddie and a first overall pick. Will they accept this trade? And yes, they do. All right, so for the start of season number 2, this is what the rotation is looking like. We got D'Angelo Russell, Devin Vassell, Keldon Johnson, Jeremy Sohan, and Victor Wembanyama. Off the bench, we got Spencer Dinwiddie, Malachi, Booker, and Lewis. Taking a look at system proficiency for this team, we are going to go ahead and run balance as it is 4.5 stars. And then taking a look at the shot tendencies, Victor is going to get a 99 shot tendency. D'Lo can go up to like an 80. Keldon Johnson could go up to like an 85. And actually, we do want to go ahead and drop Russell down to like a 75. Devin Vassell could go up to a 70. Spencer Dinwiddie can go down a little bit to like a 60. Malachi can go ahead and go down to like a 70. Jeremy can drop to like a 60. Booker could go down a little bit to like a 75, and then Max Lewis can go ahead and drop down to like a 70 as well. So we do have 2 back-to-back first overall picks, so I'm expecting we do have a good season. I will expect that we make the play-in tournament this year, so we are going to go ahead and simulate the first 3 games of the season, as we do lose the first 2, but then we do go ahead and win the third. The first game we did lose by 6 to the Knicks, 18 for Johnson and Victor Wembanyama. And then we did lose to the Pelicans by, 41 points. Victor with 22 and 13. Devin Vassell with 21. And then in the third game, we did go ahead and beat the Rockets. Victor with 23, 14, and 7 with 4 steals and 3 blocks. And then Keldon Johnson with 17 points and 4 rebounds. So I am going to go ahead and simulate. I do have a good feeling that we will be safe to make the play-in tournament at least, but I will expect like maybe a top 5 or 6 seed. So we are going to go ahead and simulate, and I will catch you guys at the end of season number 2. All right, so at the end of season number 2, Victor Wembanyama took a huge step forward as he did win MVP in his second year in the league, averaging 27 points, 14 rebounds, 4 assists, 1.5 steal, and 3 blocks a night. He just took a huge leap forward. He is definitely turning this franchise around. Isaiah winning Rookie of the Year, Asor Thompson winning 6th Man, Victor winning back-to-back Defensive Player of the Years, as I believe he did win it last year too. Derek Whitehead winning Most Improved, and then Dwayne Casey winning Coach of the Year. Taking a look at the All-NBA teams, of course, Victor's on All-NBA first. Do we get anybody else on a team? No, we do not. What about an all-defensive team besides Victor? We do not get anybody. All right, so taking a look at how good we did this year, we ended up going 45 and 37, so good enough for the 6th spot in the West. And that is actually crazy because Victor won an MVP and he wasn't even a top 2 seed in the West. That is actually crazy. So 45 and 37, not too bad. I will take it. And then taking a look at the player stats, Victor, you guys already seen his stats. Keldon Johnson with about 16 points and 4 rebounds. D'Angelo Russell with about 15 points and 5 assists. Devin Vassell with about 14 points and 4 rebounds. Malachi with about 11. Booker with about 10 and 5.5 rebounds. Jeremy with about 9.5 and 6, and then Spencer Dinwiddie with about 9 points and 5 assists, and then Max Lewis with about 7 points. So I low-key did think that D'Lo would have averaged a little bit more assists. He would have been more of a playmaker for us, but I guess not. But he at least is shooting 48% from the field and then 41% from deep, so I will take that, as we are facing the Dallas Mavericks. So a battle of Texas, as we are facing the Dallas Mavericks. Who did they have? Did they add anybody, or did they keep Kyrie Irving? Yeah, they did go ahead and re-sign Kyrie. They brought back Jay Crowder, Nikola Vucevic. Lonzo Ball is also on this team. OG Anunoby is on this team as well. Okay, so they got a squad, a little bit of a squad. Norman Powell, Cody Zeller. So we are going to go ahead, and I do want to adjust the minutes real quick for our first playoff appearance since 2019. And I think I want to go ahead and give Max Lewis a little bit less. He could get like 12. He could stay at 20. He could go up, actually no, he could go ahead and stay like that. And then I do want D'Lo getting 1 more. He could get 1 more. And then Victor could go ahead and get 2 more minutes. But I do real quick want to adjust Spencer Dinwiddie shot tendency, so he could go up to like a 65, as he is our 6th man. And then we are going to go ahead and simulate the round against the Dallas Mavericks, as we do go up, and boom, just like that, we do win 4-1, as we do win game number 1 by 17 points. Devin Vassell with 28 and D'Lo with 23 and 10. Game number 2, we do end up winning by 10 points. Vassell with 26 and Victor with 23 and 4. Game number 3, we ended up winning, as we do go up 3-0 by 6 points. Keldon Johnson with 22, and then Malachi with 20. Game number 4, we ended up losing. We ended up getting blown out, but D'Lo with 20 points and Victor with 34 and 16 with 6 blocks. And then game number 5, we did end up winning by 4 points as Victor led the way with 36 and then Max Lewis with 15 points. Taking on the Oklahoma City Thunder. They are the 2nd seed. They added Desmond Bane to the team. Who else did they add? They added a couple of rookies. They do have Chet Holmgren. He is healthy now, but he really isn't doing that much as he's shooting pretty bad, 38% and then 14% from deep. Not what the Thunder were expecting out of him. So we are going to go ahead and simulate. I don't really have too much fear in this team, as just like that, we end up losing in 5 games to the Oklahoma City Thunder. I didn't really think that they were that good of a team, but I thought we had a better team. But game number 1, we did end up getting blown out. Vassell with 19, Spencer Dinwiddie with 17. Game number 2, we ended up getting blown out once again. Vassell with 24 and Victor with 21 and 14. Game number 3, we barely won by 2 points. Victor with 28 and 21. Keldon Johnson with 25. And then game number 4, we did end up losing by 3. Victor with 27 and D'Lo with 21. And then game number 5, we did end up losing as Victor dropped 34 and 13 and D'Lo had 20 and 11. So not bad for the 2nd year, as we did make it to the 2nd round and we do have an MVP player. So overall, not a bad season, but I think for the last season, we definitely have to go ahead, make a strong finals push and try to win a championship with this team. And I'm not really too sure who I'm bringing back. I might look to make some trades. Maybe I trade D'Angelo Russell, get somebody that's more of a playmaker for us. Maybe I try to get a better 6th man, or maybe I just run it back with the same team. So whatever I do, I will go ahead and show you. But if not, I will go ahead and see you guys at the start of season number 3. Alright, so for the final season here in San Antonio, this is what the rotation is looking like. We got D'Angelo Russell, Devin Vassell, Keldon Johnson, Xavier Booker, and Victor Wembanyama. Off the bench, we got Malachi, Jeremy, Dinwiddie, and M. Taking a look at the system proficiency for this team, is anything better than 4 stars? No, it is not, so we will go ahead and stick with 7 seconds. And then taking a look at shot tendencies for the players, D'Lo could go up to like a 75, Keldon Johnson could go up to an 85, Vassell could go up to a 70, Malachi could stay at a 75, Booker could stay at an 80, Jeremy could drop down a little bit to like a 62, Dinwiddie could go up a little bit to like a 65, and then he can drop down to like a 75. Should be all right. So we are going to go ahead and simulate the first 3 games of the season, and I'm hoping we do start off 3-0. We start off 2-1, so not bad. I will take it, as we do win the first game against the Warriors. Keldon Johnson with 24, Victor with 24 and 16. Game number 2, we did lose to the Rockets, Booker with 21, and then Johnson with 20. And then in game number 3, we did end up winning by 13 against the Mavs, Victor with 23 and 20, and then Vassell with 21. So I'm expecting a top 3 seed in the West this year. So we are going to go ahead and simulate, and I will catch you guys at the end of the final season. Alright, so at the end of season number 3, Victor Wembanyama winning back-to-back MVPs, 26 points, 14 rebounds, and 4.5 assists. Trey Johnson winning Rookie of the Year, Asor Thompson winning 6th man, Giannis winning Defense Player of the Year, and then Bronny James winning Most Improved, with Dwayne Casey being Coach of the Year. Taking a look at the All-NBA teams, of course, Victor is on here. Do we get anybody else? We do not. What about an all-defensive team? We do get Victor on here, and then we do not get anybody else. So taking a look at where we finished in this year, we ended up going 54 and 28, good enough for the 3rd spot in the West. Houston and OKC are definitely going to be a problem when we do face them, so hopefully they do get bounced out by another team. And we are going to be taking on the Utah Jazz in round number 1, as they did add Anthony Black. Kristaps Porzingis is on the team, Fred VanVleet. Okay, so they definitely do have a nice little squad, but I'm not really too worried. So we are going to actually go ahead, and I forgot to show the player stats before we do start the playoffs. Victor Wembanyama leading the way with 26 and 14. Booker with 17.5 points and 8 rebounds. Keldon Johnson with about 16.5 points. D'Lo with about 15.5 and 6 assists. Devin Vassell with about 12.5 points. Malachi with about 11.5, Jeremy with about 9 and 5, M with about 8.5 and then 3.5 rebounds, and then Spencer Dinwiddie with about 7.5 points and 4 assists. So taking on the Utah Jazz, like I said, I'm not really too worried, and I hope we don't lose in the first round, as we end up getting swept in the first round. We ended up getting swept in the first round by the Jazz. Are you kidding me? We ended up losing by 6 in game 1. We lost by 20 game 2. We lost in overtime in game 3. And then we lost game 4. We ended up getting blown out by 21 points. Okay, you know what? at least the Spurs got a player to win 2 MVPs back to back. First player since Tim Duncan to do that, or the first Spur to obviously do that since Tim Duncan. So I mean, I guess this video was kind of, I mean, a success, not really a success, but then again, it is only 3 years. I wasn't going to simulate too many years, as the Rockets and Hawks are in the finals and the Rockets end up winning the championship. But yeah, I did bring 2 MVPs to San Antonio, so the future definitely does look bright if the Spurs can get a hold of that first overall pick and select Victor Wembanyama with that pick. I definitely think he could develop well in San Antonio. So let me know what you guys think. Where would you like to see Victor end up playing? That's going to be it for today's video. If you guys did enjoy, make sure to go drop a like, subscribe to the channel if you haven't already, and make sure to follow me on Twitter. Link will be down below. But anyways, guys, hopefully you guys enjoyed, and I'll catch y'all next time. Stay safe. Peace.